Welcome back to the Big Four and More podcast. I'm Mike Pezin, joined by Liam Fox. We're here at the CKCU studios here at Carleton University. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done one of these, but we're back and we have quite a show for you. We're going to split it up into a few episodes for you guys, so make sure you check out the other videos. But the first one we're going to start off with, and Liam, I want your opinion on this past NBA Finals. How was it?
Any series that goes 7 is inherently a good series. A lot of one-sided games, but a fantastic Game 7.
Definitely. The first 6 games were all lopsided either way, and then Game 7 was fantastic. I watched the highlights post-game, but I didn't actually get to catch the Game 7. I was so mad at myself for not being able to watch that game, and I'm happy with the outcome. What about you?
I'm happy because it was a good game, and I don't want to jump into hyperbole, but I've seen many other sports writers talk about this, and it's probably one of the great games in the history of the NBA.
Yeah, especially that block. You sent me that video of the block, and I wish I would have seen that live.
And the Kyrie 3 dagger.
Yeah, I saw the Kyrie
seconds.
3 live, but it was for Cleveland fans, it's a long time coming, and I wonder how many fans actually stuck through and stayed with the team when LeBron left, and I wonder how many of them actually were real fans that actually, or that didn't just become fans again as soon as LeBron came back. Now, admittedly, I was cheering for the Cavs because of LeBron, and as soon as LeBron went to the Heat, I didn't really care about the Cavs. I mean, I liked Kyrie Irving, but other than that, and then just for me, seeing LeBron get that title was so nice. And nothing against Steph Curry. I like the Warriors, and I like that team. It's just, I don't know. I'm just a lot happier to see LeBron win that title in Cleveland. Although it would have capped off what would have been the greatest season in NBA history.
Of course, either way, no matter the outcome of this Game 7, it was going to be one of the great stories of sports stories of the 21st century. Coronation of the best team in NBA history, or LeBron finally bringing that long coveted title back to Cleveland.
It was quite the story just of this whole playoffs, just the way that the way that every series went down pretty much for both teams. Both teams pretty much rolled into the conference finals in their respective conferences, and then the Cavs had a little bit of trouble with the Raptors, but not as much as the Warriors had with the Thunder, and the Warriors barely made it to this NBA Finals, and a lot of teams were questioning whether the Cavs were all of a sudden the favorites. But then all of a sudden, the Warriors came out of nowhere and took a 3-1 lead in the series, and everyone was like, oh, it's the Warriors' year, and then the Cavs bounced back. And then there was also surrounding stories to the whole series, with suspension of Draymond Green and the controversial tweets of Ayesha Curry, and it was just a really entertaining series, and probably, despite it being blown out, pretty much every game being a blowout, it was probably the most entertaining series of basketball I've watched since Spurs Heat.
Yeah, it's definitely. I was in awe of how great that Game 7 was. Just up until the end stretch, when maybe you could say Clay and Steph didn't really come through for the Warriors. Pretty much everyone had a good game. K-Love had a great game defensively and rebound wise. I don't know if you, like you said, you're at work. You unfortunately missed this classic. I don't know if you saw the highlights of K-Love's defense on Curry near the end of the game at the 3-point line.
I didn't. Tell me about it.
It was after Kyrie hit the 3. Warriors weren't patient offensively at all. They didn't take the smart move, get a quick 2, play some defense. They just gave it to Curry, and Curry was taking a 3-point shot no matter what, whether it was a good shot or not. So they put K-Love on Curry, which is a bold move, and he just stuck to him like glue. Curry couldn't get an open shot. He threw up the brick, which was pretty much the end of the game.
Yeah, I wonder why they decided to take the three unless they just are assuming that Curry was going to make the three. Because no matter what, you're down by a point anyways. They were down by 4.
No, that was following the Kyrie 3.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
before the free throws.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Anyways, but yeah, it was just.
Oh, it was before LeBron's free throws, right?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was. I don't know. I don't know if it was. I kind of doubt that was Steve Kerr's strategy coming out of the timeout. I'm assuming Curry just got caught up in the moment and thought, like, I'm the guy, I'm the MVP, I need to be the one to take this shot, and he played himself into a bad shot. I'm assuming that's what happened.
Wow, that's interesting. And the plus-minus stat we both love, Kevin Love was a plus 19 leading the game. That's interesting.
Yeah, he played a really, really gritty game. He was getting into the paint for a good amount of it. He was fighting for both offensive and defensive rebounds. And
He had 14 rebounds, which
Yeah.
led the game,
Only
other
took
than Draymond.
only took three-point shots, and like that's what they needed from him.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really need a stretch four in this game, and he didn't play like a stretch four. But yeah, let's talk about Draymond for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the best player in this game 7. You could debate between him and LeBron, but Draymond did have a game high 32 points, 15 rebounds, 9 assists, almost got a triple-double, only 2 turnovers. Fantastic game from Draymond Green.
Definitely.
An old-time classic game from Draymond Green. Game of his life. Unfortunately for him, coming in a loss, of course.
11 of 15 shooting. And I also want to point out that Klay Thompson was a game worst minus 11.
Yep.
So, and I'm just looking at these stats. Thompson 14 points, Curry 17. That's not enough.
No, definitely not. Curry was handling the ball, and I don't know. Some people say he lost them the game because he was taking those shots at the end that missed it, but I don't know. You can't say that for like the MVP. The ball's got to be in his hands at the end of the game. But honestly, I don't remember hearing Klay's name the entire fourth quarter, good or bad. He was just a non-factor.
And in my opinion, I don't know if you agree with me, I'd say Kyrie Irving outplayed Steph Curry this series.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And that was kind of evident in the dagger 3
Yeah.
when they switched Kyrie. Originally, Klay was covering Kyrie, and then they switched him to Steph because they wanted Steph on him. It almost seemed like the Cavs were constantly trying to switch to Steph, almost like he was a defensive liability or something.
Well, he's just the smallest man on the court.
Yeah.
He's a good defensive player. Klay's a great defensive player.
So I understand why they would want to switch to Curry.
But yeah, that was a fitting cap to the series. Just
Kyrie over Steph, that 3.
Yeah, Kyrie hits a 3 over Steph. Steph misses the response 3.
I'm really happy for the Canadian. I call him Double T, Tristan Thompson, win that title. Just a good scrapper, grinder on that team. Not called to put up points, but he did. He did put up some points this series. He had a great series.
Yeah, he's one of the best role players in the NBA. I don't think his potential can lead him beyond that.
Yeah.
But he played for his skill set and his role on the Cavaliers as close to a perfect series as he could. He played a great series.
He's kind of at his peak of what he can bring to the court right now. He's not going to get much better.
Who knows? Unless he's still young. Who knows if he can develop a jump shot? He's a big rebounder, and I don't know. He came up with.
And he's kind of an
countless big
undersized
rebounds.
center too, in a way.
Yeah, he is, which almost works to his favor. He's more athletic. He's more range to his rebounds.
There was a lot of times in
Quick.
that series where you just didn't see him, and he come up out of nowhere and got the rebound. And definitely. Do you think that I didn't see much of Game 7? Unfortunately, like I said, was Iguodala a factor at all?
Not at all. Obviously his back was bothering him, as everyone could see throughout the later games in the series. I don't know if that was it, or maybe he was off that night, but he was similar to Klay. He was a non-factor. Of course,
he played big minutes too.
he did play big minutes, I guess, because he kind of had to. Harrison Barnes is just awful this series, so they kind of forced Steve Kerr's hand to play Iguodala's big minutes. And the only thing he's going to be known for in this Game 7 is being the guy whose layup got blocked by LeBron James.
Yeah, which was crazy block. So the championship parade was today. I don't know if you saw any of that, but I thought that was pretty awesome. Cleveland just going nuts. Finally, Cleveland has something to take to the streets for
Yeah.
for the first time in a long time. And LeBron got off his social media hiatus and posted what a lot of people don't like. That post where said "none of my business" or "that's none of my business." That meme with the green turtle.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a little questionable, but he can say whatever he wants. He won the championship and
Of course.
and the MVP.
I know they were down 3-1, and there's been talk about Steph maybe being the best player in the world over LeBron, but I'm so sick of his shtick of just being, no, everyone's against me, like everyone doubts me and stuff like that. Like everyone knows you're the most dominant player in the world. Like you're usually the favorite. Like I don't know why he can't just play to that in the way. I'm not saying he has to be like Michael Jordan, but the way Jordan was like, hey, I know I'm the best, and I'm gonna go out and show it. Like not everyone needs to play up their underdog story.
Yeah, he kind of like, for him though, during since Game 5, he kind of went out and played like, I know I'm the best player in the world, and I'm gonna take over.
Yeah.
He switched mentalities. He went from almost like too much of a team player to I need to put this team on my back, and that's exactly what he did.
Exactly. It was. I know he had the great finals last year statistically. I watched every game of those finals. I more think it was everyone on Golden State played okay, and he was the only good player on Cleveland. That's why he led all those stat categories. This series is the true LeBron James performance showcase that we saw in Miami for those 4 years. This series was the best he's been with the Cavaliers in his career, even the young LeBron James. I know his team was garbage, but before he left, I think this is the best Cleveland has seen of LeBron James in a Cavalier uniform.
He's just a triple-double waiting to happen, pretty much.
Yeah.
I saw a picture. A lot of people, obviously I'm not saying LeBron can even like compare to Michael Jordan at this point, but I saw a picture and it was LeBron at age 31 versus Michael Jordan at age 31, and they both had 3 titles. LeBron has 1 more MVP and like 4 more finals appearances.
But you know what I'm going to say here?
What?
That Jordan went to college.
That's true.
So I think you need to look at number of seasons played in the NBA versus age.
That's true.
Because LeBron has I know he's an alien out there, really he's a specimen, but he's got a lot of mileage. So I don't think you can compare ages between the two. I think you got to look at seasons, and who knows, like unless he can beat the odds and just continue on the pace he's on, you have to think that oldest basketball is going to catch up to his body at some point. He has played a ton of basketball in his career.
Definitely, I could see by the end of his career it hampering him, kind of like Kobe.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see it happening, but with all these players already dropping out of Rio, and like I said, the amount of basketball LeBron has played, I'm interested to see whether he will suit up for Team USA this summer. Now, I wouldn't be too surprised if he decides not to and he takes a summer of rest.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I think Team USA will win even without him.
Regardless, yeah.
So I don't even think any of those players want to go over there right now. Like I understand representing your country, but just like what's going on over there, it's just a lot of athletes, even in every sport, don't want to go over there. So I don't see why the world's best basketball player would want to go over there and risk it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll be the whole legacy thing. Get a 3rd gold medal. I don't know.
But for me, in basketball terms, I don't even look at gold medals to your accolade. Like I don't know. That's just me. I don't say he's a 2-time champ and or he's a 3-time champ and a 3-time Olympic gold medalist. I don't think that.
But being selected, I think, to Team USA is a pretty big honor.
Yeah.
Because they're
maybe for like these guys who aren't the bona fide stars.
Of course, but look at not LeBron, not Kobe, not Chris Paul, but then you look at guys who maybe make one, and then that would be something you mentioned. Like Andre Iguodala was on the last gold medal winning team. Kevin Love was. Are they ever going to make one again? Probably not. No. So that's something maybe you throw into their conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Alrighty, so we're going to talk about some NHL and more of the NBA, except we're going to talk about the drafts and preview the drafts. So make sure you click on our other videos and check that out.